So, to conclude, actually, this episode, today is actually let's see here. Today is the 4th of May. It's let's say it's about 10 degrees outside. We're in Ontario, and just from my last video, I just showed obviously running on the Black Bandit box, the CDI. But what I wanted to do was to pull the actual spark plug, and let's just see what it looks like underneath there, because we all know it's 2 strokes. So just pull the spark plug, take a quick look. But there it is, very clean burn. And I can honestly say that with the lengthened intake, just to understand how a carburetor works, the atomizer, being so close to the motor, I just can't see actually how it will work, but everybody has a theory, right? On the Black Bandit bike, I've got an extremely long intake on there, and the bike has an extreme amount of torque and lots of top end. And I'm just about to upgrade the exhaust on it, but that'll be in another video. As for this, pretty clean, and I can't really give you some light just to see what's going on inside there, but I can tell you that inside this inside the chamber here, it's clean. So it's getting a good burn. And before I even conclude this, there's another thing that I can actually point out, which is the ground. This bike is a DC circuit, and because we're running the 12-volt battery, I've done all the soldering. Every wire that's here, you can see it's been soldered. I don't twist anything. Everything's completely soldered and heat shrink in this circuit. But what I will want to show you is something that is good to know, especially when you're doing a setup like this. There's my digital meter. What you want to do is put your meter on ohms. I just set mine to the beep signal. It's showing open load, obviously, because there's nothing touching the terminals. What we're looking for is how much resistance we have between the ground cable, the coil, and the motor. Right? Because resistance, the difference of that resistance between the motor, the coil, the battery, through all this circuitry, is the difference of what's going to happen right here at this coil. And we need as much spark and as much power so that we can gain the efficiency of the burn, because this is our firing tool. So what we do is we'll take the ground lead and connect it like this. Black, right on that black cable there, right to the digital meter. Still showing open load, obviously, because there's our cable, our red cable. What we do is go right to the ground. See, so you can hear my meter beeping. That's telling me now that's the resistance, somewhere around 0.5. So half an ohm, which is really good. There's not much resistance there. Then what we can do is take our lead and touch the motor. So once we touch the motor now with our lead, we come over here. See? So this with the circuit, everything soldered through this wire harness here. I've done all the soldering, heat shrink. There's very low resistance, so the coil, it's going to produce a really good voltage for our spark plug, and in that we get way more efficiency with a setup like this. I will explain the Black Bandit box when I do the write-up for it, but that's it. Just a little more understanding. But ground, very important in a DC circuit. And wiring, you want to stay away from the twisting. Solder is obviously more efficient, but it is totally worth it. Anything that I do, I solder. So, Black Bandit box, www.firstfloor.online. Stay tuned.